wanted to expand the building, but the UK government doesn't support the manufacturing at that time. So Dyson made a decision to move the production base to Malaysia. This creates cost advantages in long run because it's moved closer to the suppliers and also it pay a lower cost for the labor. It doubled the profits after 2 years of outsourcing. And today, Dyson has teams around the world which help support each other. And most recently, Dyson has invested in a purpose-built modern facility in Singapore, which increased the production accuracy. This will be a key production in the future and will help support to product the new innovation. The third turning point is investment in research and development department. All the initial research, design, and development is done in headquarters in England, led by James Dyson himself, who in turn stepped down as an ECEO so he can look closely in this department. Dyson plans to invest £1 billion in this department in the next 4 years. Its goal is to double the size of this center, hire more scientists and engineers, hence more innovation. Dyson focuses on technology development and to become a problem solver. James Dyson said, there is always a way to make something work better, and that's what keeps 3,000 minds in Dyson company going. He encouraged everyone to take risks, to come up with a unique idea, think outside of the box. And when one got an idea, they have to refine it over and over, then make a prototype, test it, go through this process again and again until the perfection. And this video will show how Dyson thrives to be the perfection and want to be better than everyone else.
So what we've done at Dyson is developed our own digital motor that is one of the world's smallest and fastest. The Dyson digital motor enables us to generate greater suction than conventional machines. And these Airwatch boxes allow us to measure that difference. And you can clearly see that the Dyson generates greater suction. So this test will show us visually how important that extra suction is to the performance of the product. So here you...
James Dyson believes that growth of the company comes from technology. The goal is clear and he keeps everyone focused on this by staying private. As he said, his engineers do not have to worry about pleasing the investors.
Kodak, once a dominant firm, is now in such a bad condition that it has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. There are a few key turning points in its past which had major impact on the rise and fall of Kodak. George Eastman, the founder of Kodak, wanted to make photography an everyday affair, wanted to make camera as convenient as a pencil, so in February of 1900, produced a range of affordable $1 cameras called the Brownie. This was a long-running popular series which included the concept of snapshot, where a picture is taken spontaneously and quickly. In fact, their slogan, "You push the button and we do the rest," originates from here. This is a major turning point as it created a mass market for photography by not only making it in the financial reach of many, but also making it much simpler. Moreover, it created a future platform for other products to follow. Another turning point was in 1975, when Steve Sasson, an engineer at Kodak, invented the world's first digital camera. But the company did not go through with the development of this technology. There were two key reasons for this. Firstly, Kodak did not want to cannibalize its film industry, which it had a market share of 90% in. And secondly, Kodak believed that the digital technology would only be viable in 15 to 20 years, as consumers would take longer to adapt to it. However, they were proved wrong when Samsung launched its first digital camera in 1981. Despite this, Kodak introduced its line of digital cameras in 1996 and made its biggest push into the market in 2001. Their model neither had any special features nor were their designs eye-catching. By then, there were many competitors and its digital camera became undercut by other, better, cheaper offerings. Fujifilm, Japanese photography and imaging company, has a monopoly in Japan. In the same film business as Kodak, it entered the US market with cheaper films and supplies and gained publicity by becoming the official film of 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles, a sponsored opportunity that was passed by Kodak. After which it opened a film plant in the US, and with its aggressive marketing and price cutting began taking shares from Kodak. Meanwhile, Kodak did not do well in Japan, the second largest market for photo film and paper after United States. Moreover, Kodak tried to sell their films to the emerging market in China, which was not very successful as the consumers went straight from having no camera to digital camera. This was a major turning point for Kodak, as Fujifilm highlighted Kodak's complacency and poor marketing skills, as well as foreign competitors had successfully penetrated their home market while they had failed to do so outside.
Now I would like to mention some of the long-term management lessons that can be learned from Kodak and Dyson. Starting with Kodak, it's important to make the right decision. Of course, one cannot know what the right decision is without executing it, but by looking at common sense and Kodak's timeline, we can see that making decisions is the way to go forward, and one company cannot grow without making decisions. Consumers love to be up to date with technology. They always look for what the newest thing is. And there's always room for improvements in products, since no product is perfect. Therefore, if you come up with a technology or a new invention, you have to use it. In Kodak's case, it was the invention of digital. Once the digital technology was out, other companies got credit for it and became huge names, whereas it could have been Kodak years before the others. Also, one important thing is business ethics. During Kodak's decline, they had to let go of many of their workers, but these workers weren't from all departments of the company. People with higher authority got higher wages out of the situation, and this showed that there wasn't an equality in the company. And once this had been presented to the public by the media, it didn't portray the best image for Kodak. Therefore, being fair and having a good business ethics shows that reflects better on the company. Moving on to Dyson. Dyson spent immensely on research and development. They dug deep and listened to their consumers to find what would make them happy in order to come up with the perfect product. The lesson that can be learned from this is that companies need to listen to their consumers to come up with a product which they would actually use. To come up with the perfect product, there needs to be continuous tweaking. Dyson looked for improvements in their products and did not give up, even if it meant they had to make over 5,000 prototypes. One must also market the product they're introducing to the public correctly. A simple yet effective method is what Dyson went for by including himself in the advertisements, showing his passion and sincereness towards his products. A very important message for all companies in the technology industry is that technology doubles every 2 years. This is a huge growth, and I'm sure we can all see that by looking at the first phones and laptops that we use and what we're using right now. Therefore, all companies in the technology industry need to invest a good portion of their earnings into research and development to be on the top. Thank you for listening to us. We would love to answer any questions you may have.